basically what I'm trying to do here, I'm trying to do the following. So that's the side. Oh, for fuck's sake. Okay, let's leave those two off because they're gonna fall off constantly. So we have this this frame here. Okay, and inside this frame here, this portion is occupied by, well, this here. Come on, but this here and the other support. So if we would eliminate those, we have a chance of getting some levers here that are on the other side of the bulkhead. So for this purpose, of course, we need to redo this part here to to be better. I tried this in the afternoon already, but run out of ideas. So yeah, I don't know. If this was like, if the frame was 6 studs high, that would be great. But it's not. Because where's this thing here? So we have wait a minute. Okay. Right, yeah, frame is too high still. And it should be 1 stud lower for the holes to align, or 1 stud higher. But it cannot be. And the problem is, I cannot, with these holes here, I cannot just arbitrarily put some connectors together, because we have a lot of force here. So everything is being pulled apart. And that's the problem. We have to, we have so little space here to do anything. It has to be like just 1 stud wide, 1 stud thick. Otherwise, we are getting in conflict with these. And on the other side, we have the problem with gears. Damn it. And I tried these, tried some other things. Mixed results. Mixed results. That's the problem. And even if I would have this guy here, so we would not have the frame. We would have, for example, this guy here. We have the problem that, you see, the holes do not align. We want an axle hole here, but we don't have one. It would be cool if we did this here. So we would have both, 2 of these, 1 of each side, but just doesn't work. Just doesn't work. And I tried, for example, having these here. So lift arms, and then this one inside here in lower capacity. The problem then is that these do this, left and right, and we have a problem again. And this is of course because I want to eliminate this here. This here is structurally here very important. I mean, in any case, we are gonna use this here. This here is far superior from this, no matter what. Even if we stay with the same system, because you see here, this part here can move. This one can't. So this is much better. Yeah. This, okay. So this here, of course, is in our way. If we put this back in, yeah. So this part here is behind the bulkhead, and this is exactly where we would want the servo mechanism to be, if we had one. But we can't because it's here, and we cannot move it further in. So even if there was this ear was not present, so if this was shorter, the problem is we want the space in here. That's our goal. We want to occupy the space in here. So it needs to be 5 studs only, and then connecting to this somehow. But in order to do this, we need to make this somehow, well, work. Because here already then we have the part, where is it? This guy here. This guy here. And on the other side of this guy, we already have these. So, they are already here. Like that, because the axle here is exactly here. So we really do not have a lot of space. And here, of course, are the gears. Here's the red gear, here's the blue gear, and we don't really have room for this to be 2 studs. Who knew that making this remote controlled would be such an issue? And I was like staring at this in the afternoon already. Hey Sam. I was staring at this in the afternoon already, and couldn't really think of anything. I mean, we could remodel this a little bit, and put this guy in here, this guy would then encompass all of the gears, and then it would be just this. Even though this would still be too wide. This is 7 studs. We would prefer 5 studs. But this just doesn't work because it's too low. And if it's like this, it's too high. You know, it's like this, it's too high, it's here, and then the engine cannot turn. And we can't realistically put the engine further back, I guess. So I don't know. Well, you really need to watch the last stream to see exactly the problem. The problem is basically making it remote controlled, because there's the mechanism for the remote control is very hard to position. I mean, if we would use this here, would that be better than this? I don't think so, realistically. I mean, this works brilliant. Okay, let me rebuild the gearbox the way it. Fuck! Come on! Why does it need to pull everything out or always? I mean, look at this. Come on. Really? Do you always have to come out completely? But only when you want. When I want, no. When I want it to come out completely like this, it's gonna stay in. Guaranteed. Guaranteed. It's going to stay in. Where is the red gear? Where did it go? Did I put it back? I'm sure we're gonna find it somewhere. Okay. So at least, at least this is a bit better than it was before. At least something. Ah. Come on. Okay. Right. So one thing that I was thinking also is when we would do this, that we would basically change these so that the longer lift arm was here instead of here. What would this change? That wouldn't really be favorable. Wouldn't really be favorable, I guess. Obviously, I forgot how these have to be set up, so I need to look it up on the pictures. And I was looking at them today. Nope, forgot. Typical. Oh. Okay. Yeah. Like this. Okay. Now we need this here. Hey, Ivan. Okay, we have a working gearbox again. But yeah, you see, I wanted to eliminate this part here and this part here, so we would have the room here to have a gear changing mechanism. Basically, we would have the room for a rod going here, because then it would be, we would have the room for a rod going here, connecting to this, and then it would be able to shift. I mean, like this, the only realistic option that we have really is to make the gear change in a way that disturbs the passenger seat, and you would basically have the servo in front of the passenger seat, which is not the best way of of doing things. You would also have to remove the servo every time, but that's a given. No matter how we place it, we would have to remove the servo every time we would take the gearbox out. But that's not something that's going to happen frequently. I hope not, but just want to mention that this is something that that can and will happen, I guess. Yeah. I did, but I cut it basically just so I could get one 5 stud flip flop beam and one of these. Basically, I didn't modify them per se. Uh, you can get these and the 5 stud stock, but just so that I have one. But I used it up already. Of course, it's here. It's in here. But I don't know how it would help here, because even if we use the 5 stud flip flop beam in here, the problem is that this here uh, makes everything secure. So us having the flip flop beam um, pinned here. Yeah, I cut the 11 stud one. If we have the beam pinned here, this is just perfect for how we are securing everything. If we do not have this beam here, if we just have a 5 stud beam, this will all move around, because we cannot really here, since this is the connector, we don't have any pinholes that would allow us to connect it anywhere. No, I cut the small one, but I could cut the big one as well, but I don't know. Yeah, I mean, if we put a 7 stud axle here, everything works. And to be honest, I think that's what we're gonna do, because any other thing that we would do needlessly complicates everything and makes our life and the lives of people who will assemble this just impossibly difficult. Come on. Hey, Mr. Morgan. Evening. Nope. I wish, but we're gonna have to make some executive decisions here. Otherwise, this is never gonna end. I mean, that's ultimately it's not perfect. It's not ideal. I hate it, but whatever else we do, it's gonna suck. We're just gonna, have to make the passenger seat a little bit different. See how nicely this goes in. And then we have the servo here. Obviously, we're gonna install it in a way where it's as far forward as possible, or would it be better if it's as far rearward as possible? But you know, it has to be here, either or. I mean, turned around. I don't know, but you know, that's where it has to be. What in the fuck? We tested this. Does it? Do we have to have axles here for it to work? Suddenly. Yeah, I will. I mean, I don't know how, but I will. There are no mounting options here. Yeah, just let me think. We can place it one stud further inside by making all of this smaller. That is possible. That is possible, I think. I'm just thinking, what if we used a flip-flop beam here instead of that one? That would absolutely be possible. And then we have mounting points for it. If we use the flip-flop beam, we have 2 brace points for it instead of 1. And that would be basically better. Yeah. Okay, let's make this smaller. Just let me see how this works. Oh wow. Okay. Oh, interesting. Okay, so we cannot attach this to any of these holes. That's unfortunate. We cannot use these two. We can do something with these two. God damn it. Okay, I want this one. This one. And this one. Okay, I can get away with this. Alright. Hey, welcome to the stream. Yeah, ideally we want this to hold as well. Oh. Ooh, I see. I hear thunder. Nice. Finally. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Perfect. Perfect. Go. Okay. Right. I don't know. Whatever we do here, we don't really. Okay. We don't gain much. Servo, no, should be here. We can have the seat can be leaned back, and there's gonna be just a tile or plate over the seat to hide it. I mean, to hide not the seat, the servo. Because that's really the most optimal position for it. Shifts nicely, and I can shift manually whenever I like without disturbing the servo. My God, I'm being eaten alive here by bugs. Everything is everything is itching. Yeah, and that's it. I am sorry, but the servo needs to be here. That's the sad reality. Now, of course, getting it out. That's a different story. Yeah, I mean, even that's the idea, to hide the servo below the seat. But we're not done yet. So, uh, see the axle, right? Uh, the axle is gonna has to stick inside of this, so by half a stud. Okay. When installing it, no problem. You put the servo in, you push the axle in, job done. Now, you want to get the servo out. Now we have a problem. How to get the axle out? There's nothing to grab it on. And we have this here. So we cannot have this axle longer, or an axle with stop that we could grab on and pull, because this is here. And this requires this area to be smooth. So that's fun. That's fun. So instead of having this nice little thing, we could complicate stuff here and make a hump here by combining some axles. That is entirely possible. So we would use, let's say, this axle here, and then we would use this axle here and put an axle across them. Yeah, that's not a problem. The problem is not that we don't have a 7-bit stop. That is absolutely not a problem. It can be an 8-bit stop. Doesn't matter. Does not matter one bit. Okay. We have the axle with stop. But now we have to get rid of this here. Holy shit. He bit me in the pinky toe on the foot. My god, it's killing me. It's itching so much. I mean, if bugs are biting you, why cannot they just bite you and be done with it? Why does it have to itch? Take my blood and leave me alone. Don't make me itch for like 100 years after you bit me. Okay. We need what? This is in which position? Okay. Now we need an axle and a lift arm that is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. We need an 11 stud. This one we do. Yeah. Perfect. See, and we have an axle with stop that we can pull out. Now we can pull it out, and we can free the servo. Now I can install the servo, and I push the axle in by half a stud. And now, I want to remove the servo, I have to pull on the axle, and I can remove the servo without a problem. The red axle is the main clutch and the servo for the steering. So I think we have solved this shit. Finally. Finally. So now we can finally go back to what we were doing before we started to rebuild everything here. Bodywork. But of course, before we do that, we need to, obligatory, we need to test this. I don't know. But this is not a Lego model where you cannot remove stuff and you have to basically pull apart the whole vehicle for a single to change a single part. It has to be removable. Yeah, I mean, imagine a gear brakes or something, or you want to show your bodies how everything comes apart. I don't know. There's thousands of reasons. Just servicing it, you know. I don't know. Is this in? Yeah. Okay, first gear. Ah. Let me just put something here so that the cables are not in the way of your viewing pleasure. Yeah, like that. Just so that we don't get interference. Yeah, you can hear how it's cutting out. It has internal friction that is not okay. What's this guy doing? It's fine. So we do need to see about that a little bit. I think everything is a little bit torsional twisting, which makes the axles twist, and then everything here. I don't know, and then you know it's cutting out power because there's too much friction. When the car is driving, that's not such a big issue because the car has mass, and once it's rolling, you know, uh, it's fine. So when the fourth gear is gonna be engaged, the car will have momentum like a real car. So you know, it's gonna be fine. Uh, I think it's a lot of small things that create the friction. It's everything is moving. The gearbox is not perfectly stiff. I don't know. We have to investigate. Also, the axle here is slowly creeping out, so we will have to address this. But that's a small issue. This is this is first gear. First gear. Second gear. Third gear. Fourth gear. Yeah. Fourth gear apparently requires a lot from the motors. Um, I don't know why, but let's take the motors out. Come on. Let's take the motors out. Since it's everything is so modular that we can do this, then let's take a gear. No, it's not quite happy. Let's take a gear and see what the problem is. Yeah, maybe, but it's not just that. I mean, we could gear it slower. Yeah, we could. That is still possible. Very easily. And we probably will have to. I mean, yeah, there is force required. I mean, let's gear it differently. So what we can do here is if we use what do we do? We use this and then 220. I think. Yeah. Let's see what happens when we gear it like this. Oh, the rollers have, I mean, relatively little friction, but still, when you are, for example, when you are driving this like that, you you feel resistance, of course. Yeah, I mean, let's try it with this here. Not really, not really. That's not a problem. It's still active. Yeah. So first gear, second gear, third gear. What? The rear diff is going. Yeah. No, the gearbox is self-contained. Shouldn't really matter. The you know we probably should do a little more reinforcement anyway, but I left this to the end. You know, but this is not the do or die. I think. Mm. I mean, you see here, this part of the gearbox can move independently from the motors because we have not, attached anything here. But you know, I don't see much movement of the gearbox itself when the motors are running. But you can see our guy here, the axle here, is creeping out quite significantly. Fucking creep. I don't know. Yes, it's slower, but what can you do? At least it's powerful. And in fourth gear, once it's rolling, it's gonna be fast enough, I guess. Since since everything is remote control now, including the gearbox, we we can try it. Next weekend, we can try how fast this would go. Because I need a cameraman. Well, maybe I can recruit someone during the week. But yeah, it is happier. The motors are happier, but uh, well, let's take it. Let's take the gearbox out and check a few things. I mean, oh, it's quite, the battery box is warm-ish. Yeah, I know. It's we need to address this as well. It's flattering. Um, yeah, we could, yeah, definitely. Ah, of course I need to disconnect this. What now? Nothing is connected. Nothing is connected. Why are you not coming out? You're not connected to any. Oh, okay. I see. Okay. Okay, so we need to, obviously, we need to address this part here, and then this when it's, when it's like this. Okay, so in the engaged state, this part here, so it's flattering a little bit, but there's really not much that we can do because it's flattering on the axle, and there's literally so much friction in this system. We can add this as well for a friction pin, that in the linkage, because all of the pins in the linkage except this one are basically friction pins, which is exactly what we want. So yeah, so they are all friction pins, so they are hard to move, and this linkage shouldn't really move by itself, and even if it does, it's held in here. So basically the flattering would be this guy. So this is moving out, this axle, so we are gonna have to do something about it. Not exactly sure what. Our options are limited. I guess we can make it an axle with stop. An axle with stop, and then a lift arm that's somehow secured and on 2 pins, maybe. It's, eventually it's gonna eat the lift arm that's holding it in, but what can I do? And let's not forget, you see, the differential here is still rubbing against this here. So I have ordered the new gears. Should be here but already, but they're not. So this is also a part. So this flattering about a little bit, and this being able to move on its own independent of the gearbox, all of this is contributing to added friction. One stud on the left. Not really. That would make it worse. I mean, the problem is that right now it's not the lack of engagement. The you know the clutch engages fully. That's not a problem. This engages fully. Uh, it's the fact that it's doing it's flattering about because it has some slack. But that's okay. We're gonna fix it. As for the motors, now that we have the engine in, we can perhaps utilize these here, or like the connector down here to make a mounting for these, so that they would be connected to the end to the gearbox, like stiff. Because I'm pretty sure that this does, this does create some unwanted friction. We do not have a lot. Come on. We do not have a lot of options here, though. So many bugs. I mean, here we are attaching it to the chassis, and here we could attach it to all of this here. If we had like a lift arm here, it would somehow attach to something here. I mean, we could use these, but no, it has to be this. Which fasteners? We basically want this and this prevent. So basically we need to have 2 pins somewhere here. I don't know. I have different ideas, to be honest. To be perfectly honest with you, can we get away with this? I think we can. Perfect. Perfect. Solved everything. Almost. Now I cannot pin the engine. But okay. Now I cannot pin the engine. Can we solve this? Damn it. Yeah, that's not really the solution. Because now the engine is impossible to install. Yeah. Cada 4 stat pins would be pretty good here. Yeah. Agreed. Oh, we're gonna change this completely. We're gonna change this a little bit. Just let me think. You know, the engine is just for show anyway. We just slide it in, and it's good. This is very good. Yeah. You probably wouldn't want to be my test driver. Your life would be constantly in danger. Yeah, I mean, that's good enough for me. Okay, this makes it slightly more stable, I guess. It's not a revelation, I guess. But you know, this is gonna be pinned to the chassis anyway. Yeah, but now how are we going to stop this from crawling out? Without without using a horrible amount of parts. That's the other thing. So you see this axle here, this axle here is constantly coming out. Orbitus, the engine is not a structural part. It's just on top for show. It does not. It has absolutely zero structural significance. So this axle here is constantly trying to creep out. That's not a good solution. Yeah, it's moving actually. I'm sure, Christian, I'm sure the axle is gonna listen to me. It is going to listen to me. Yeah. I mean, the cheapest way would be would be to use this guy here, see, with a central pin, pin the pin in there, and use a number 3 axle here. That's probably the cheapest way to fix this. What, Ben? What? What hurts you? So we are going to install. Man, so much cat here. No wonder the gearbox was constantly jamming. Okay, so we have this axle here, and now we need to force this in. Come on. Come on. There we go. So what this is gonna do is the axle is now a flat one, and it's gonna have to first push on this here, and this should be the resistance this offers is should be enough to prevent this axle from pushing this too far out. If it does, we have options to keep it in place. So I'm not gonna stress too much about it, I guess. I mean, I'm gonna leave the ending out, but you know. So, did we address all of the issues? So, it is a lot more solid. There's just one way to find out. Come on. So I saw this fallout here now. Okay, now install this here. Okay, and this is now, as far as I can see, this is really, the gearbox and everything is really solid. Um, okay. 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 Yeah. I mean, the thing is that this rod needs to move a little bit more, but this is a problem with the with the lever here. Um, yeah, we're gonna solve it. We're gonna solve it. Just need to tweak the lever a little bit so that it allows more movement. Goes. Yeah. Okay. Okay. We'll fix this. Anyway, I am going insane here because my legs are itching like crazy. I was bitten by 1,000 bugs, so I need to go and shower. So with and treat my legs with hot water. Then it's gonna go away. Anyway, thanks for watching, and I see you, if not sooner, on Monday. Um, and on Monday, we are going to start with the bodywork again, and hopefully by Monday the package with the parts is gonna arrive. So thanks for watching, and I see you.